I got nuts. Take a look at these. These are climbing nuts. These are also called wedges. You can see these are used for climbing without bolts. Now, a climbing nut, rather than a cam, which you might have seen already or you'll see later, are called passive protection. The reason they're called passive protection is because you put them into a crack. I don't have a crack, but I'll show you. I'm surrounded by rocks. I should find a crack, shouldn't I? You would put them into a wedged area, and they are pulled down on. Can you pull down on that? Solid. We call that bomber right there. You would place a nut into a crack, and it passively keeps you safe while you climb, rather than actively pushing out the passive forces of pulling down on it. Wedge it into the crack. The elusive and majestic climbing nut in an artificial setting. Now, all you amazing people watching this video, I just watched the previous video in Red Rocks of me trying to explain how nuts work, and I did a terrible job. English definitely escaped me during that explanation. So we are going to look at these again, and I'll give you a short kind of explanation of what these do. So first we're going to look at what these climbing nuts are made of. You will see these climbing nuts, they have a steel cable and an aluminum head. We have a steel cable because it's strong, it's durable. Sometimes they come with rubber wrapped on the bottom. And we have an aluminum head just because it is just soft enough to bite into the rock, but just strong enough to keep you safe and hold your body weight. And also fall weights. Okay, so how do they work? Let's give you a little more than they wedge by wedging. Let's say we have a crack in the wall, like this. So we would place a nut that looks like this. Okay, kind of looks like a little, well, it's a little rectangle that's skinny on one end. We would place it right here in the crack. Okay, we put the wide end at the top, the skinny end at the bottom, and the mechanism of this works not by like a cam where it's actively pushing out. The force, the holding force, is created by pulling on it. It's a wedging action. If you haven't watched the cam video, when you pull on cams or other active protection, they actively push out, where these wedge themselves in. That's why they're called passive protection. Now, who invented these cool things? The guy's name was, I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry, Yvon Chouinard. He was a rock climber, an environmentalist, and a businessman. Very cool guy. Before the point that they had these wonderful little rock climbing nuts, they actually would take real, like, automotive nuts, and you can sling them up with any kind of flexible material. From what I've understood, you could use, like, cord or sling, and you would use that in place of one of these bad boys. You can kind of see the blatant issue with using just random things you found in the workshop to climb. You'll also see that these are kind of purposefully designed to, you know, they're not shaped as a perfect cube. They have that little curve to them. That allows some camming action if you place them into certain cracks, and it also allows for a multitude of fits, either this way or this way. You can put them in horizontal cracks. They're very nice to have them shaped like that. The question is then, why are they important to climbing? Well, first reason, and actually why they're invented, is you don't have to drill routes with them. If you have a crack, you can place your gear as you go up, and once you get to the top, all you have to do is place 2 bolts, or you can make an anchor out of these, and then the next guy who follows you pops them out of the rock, and you're good to go. They were really kind of revolutionary when they came out, followed by spring-loaded camming devices and other active protection. We still do bolt routes, and bolts are much stronger than these, but one of these well placed is definitely a great thing to have if you're about to take a fall and you don't want to fall too far. So that is the history of the climbing nut. So like I said, they work on wedging action. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I don't know how I couldn't explain that to you. And they're fantastic little feat of engineering. You know, you look at that shape and it perfectly fits, and you can always find the size you need, and you just pop it in. It holds your fall, and they pop right out when you're done with them. So that is the history and the mechanisms of nuts. Thank you for watching my video, and hopefully you enjoy some of the other ones.